here is Steven Crowder with his show where he is safely in a bunker away from having anyone challenge his proclamations, occasionally going out from his bunker to debate college kids, maybe high school kids. Maybe he should debate the kids he's talking about too, because Crowder's much better at grooming debates with kids than he is with setting those debates up with adults. But here he is.
By the way, if any of us could have gone back to that day, can you imagine, like, put yourself in Saving Private Ryan, you're standing next to Tom Hanks, and you're like, all right, everybody's nervous, they're throwing up, and you show them a self, I'm like, man, I really appreciate what you're fighting for today. By the way, in June of 2022, they're going to be doing this, and you showed, like, the kid drag queen thing. Like,
well, you could have just said this, and we could go to the clip.
Well, then we're on the wrong side of things. They would have been like, turn the boat around.
They were like, oh my gosh. Well, hold on a second. I don't like
stop the fight.
Right.
Wait a second. Wait a second. So Crowder's crew is now talking about, like, if in Saving Private Ryan, like what kind of like fantasy world do they all live in?
So, like, obviously they're referencing the movie, but I guess they're saying if the literal soldiers storming the beaches of Normandy saw the drag queen,
right,
like, what would they think of the world?
Right. Like, you wouldn't want. First of all, none of these morons have ever been to a USO show. Okay. Because in every USO show that maybe has ever existed for military personnel, there is drag going on. There is a man dressed up as a woman performing for the USO tours. And so, I don't...
GIs as dolls, uncovering the hidden histories of drag entertainment during wartime.
Right. And it's only uncovered because, it doesn't fit with the story these guys are going to tell. But they're saying, if you had the ability to tell the future to the people in this fictional movie and showed them that there were kids doing drag in the future, they would all turn around and not because when it comes to freedom, there are some things that we're just not. That's not what the kind of freedom we're fighting for.
They wouldn't have had to do time travel. They could have just showed them a picture of like segregated water fountains and be like, "Hey, do you still want to fight for this?" It's like, right. I guess we're still going to fight. For this.
I guess we'll still fight for this. And look at what happened at the USO show that Bob Hope
what did Bob Hope do?
Yeah, exactly. All right, but anyways, forget the fact that these guys know no history. Let's just listen to their bigotry.
Well, then we're on the wrong side of things. They would have been like, turn the boat around.
They were like, oh my gosh. Well, hold on a second.
I don't like stop the fight.
Right.
Look at this, guys.
Right. Yeah. We don't believe in everything, but mostly they were right.
Yeah, they've been like, so look, okay, Pearl Harbor, that one's on you, but there's the Bay Area over there.
This is
take that area.
We were blaming the Jews.
What?
It was our fault all along.
I can't believe that. We thought it was the Jews, but this is actually like really severe. Like, I made up the things about the Jews. You're actually doing this. You're actually having 5-year-olds hand dollar bills into your panties and your Geisen?
Release the Jews and apologize.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is too much.
They make the Jews sign a treaty like, okay, listen, we will release you on the terms that you are now the Gestapo for all the drag events.
Yeah. Can you?
Okay, so what are they talking about? That is like, would make the Nazi, and incidentally, also huge cabaret history of drag in the German cabaret. I mean, it's like
the movie, right?
In fact, of all countries, right? Like in Europe. Here is the abomination that is going on. It is like literally like what is it? Idol? What's that?
American Idol.
Yeah, American Idol. It's but RuPaul, a famed drag queen, is hosting this, and watch the horror. Is this RuPaul?
Oh, so it's so for the context, it's like modeled after RuPaul's
RuPaul's Drag Race.
Like, let's do a drag race, thing for the kids.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay, all right. Well, let's watch this clip.
It's a kid enjoying himself.
Oh my God, there's a kid walking funny. The kid does a dab. How horrible is that? These kids are not even in drag.
Yeah, I think he's right. I think the Jews should become the secret police to start monitoring all these events.
And the freak out over this event, which we should just add, is a voluntary event that's like...
Oh, yeah, incidentally,
up for.
this is not like, hey, guys, we're not going to do English lesson today. We're all going to go down to this event. No, it is parents bringing their kids to this. Completely... These kids are not hopping in their cars, incidentally, and coming down there. They're just going down to see some drag queens and walking around. Here, keep playing it. Let's just see how the horror that exists here. Oh, the kids get to do a fake pose.
Those kids participating.
Oh, disgusting. They're encouraging the kids. Oh. And there's that girl with her, like, I don't know, her eared beret. I mean, it is just unbelievable.
This is a bunch of like small-minded bigots that achieve some sort of collective mass online and in politics and act like everyone else should be outraged about this. What they want is like there's a bill now, I believe in Texas, that some lawmaker proposed. It says like no minors can see drag.
Yes.
You can't see drag. Yeah.
Can't go to drag shows.
Well, at least we have comedians out there who are, punching up and taking on the powerful interests in this country.
Invoking the Nazis.
Exactly. I mean, it's just unbelievable. The bigotry is really impressive. Kids go out and have some fun, and that's it.
And it's all because they want a society where they can use like government to teach their kids, instill in their kids that any sort of engagement in culture like that is freakish and should be shunned.
It is also the exact, I can tell you, having lived through the 80s and 90s and aughts, that this is the exact same formula that was deployed against gay people. I had a debate with some dude, I can't remember his name, but I'm sure we have the video somewhere. A Catholic pundit, I think that was the way he identified himself, who was very, very upset. Because one of the shows that he really liked to watch with his kids was Chopped, which was like a cooking show. And one of the contestants, it turned out, was a lesbian. And I guess on Chopped, they would go and look back at the family life. And this lesbian, not surprisingly, was involved with another lesbian. And the idea that he had to watch these two women with his kids who were in love as they were around their house preparing meals and, I don't know, cleaning the house together, or, one going off to work as a chef or whatever it was. Maybe they were hanging out on the deck and having a drink or something like this. It was an abomination to him because he didn't want to see his kids. This is what they don't want. This is what they're fighting against. The normalization. It has been the exact same thing. It was like that with gay people. And now, because there has been widespread acceptance of gay people as first-class citizens, able to marry, same rights as straight couples, now they've got to move on to transgender because almost definitionally, because they are such a small minority of the public. And so therefore, they can access ignorance and they can access the fact that these people have no political power and are marginalized. And it makes it that much easier to demonize them. And that's what's going on.
Yeah, they've just retreated and gathered their forces at a new sort of way to activate the bigots.
Yep. It's just another. Let's pull back our source, research, and it's take another hill. I should just say, somebody just IM'd said, make sure you're not conflating drag with trans. They're two different things, and that's absolutely correct. But what's clear is the right is conflating these things because for them it's the same.
It's all the groomers.
It's
for them.
it's all groomers. It's all the same as far as they're concerned. That's the point. I mean, honestly, this is like, this is an extension of my point. Like, I don't even think most, like, we see a difference between racism and misogyny. And for many of the people who are racist and misogynist, it's the same thing. They don't say, I don't like black people and I don't like women. They say, I don't like anybody who's not like me. I don't see color. I don't see gender. I just see people who are not like me, and then I know that they're not worthy. I think that's what's going on. James Darwin, Sam, as a historian of the Holocaust, I feel it necessary to point out the Nazis wouldn't have concluded that they'd targeted the wrong group. Rather, they'd have concluded that they were much more correct to target the Jews because they believed the Jews were responsible for sexual degeneracy. The analogy to be drawn here, quite simply, is that if you're pointing to queer people of any sort and suggesting they're bringing down society, you're doing what the Nazis did. Exactly. As far as the Nazis were concerned, the Jews were a cancer that was eating away at the fabric of society. That the morals, the loose morals, were undercutting the Aryan, I guess, vision of perfection. Good point.